Hello, everybody. I'm sorry I looked so bundled, but it is freezing here. My husband was just cracking up laughing at me. I was like, I'm going live. He's like that? I'm like, yes. In my warm, comfy bathrobe, in my sweatshirt. He's like, you look like it's the dead of winter. I'm like, it feels like it's the dead of winter. Like, to me, it feels like the dead of winter. Samara, it does look like pumpkins on a fence. You are so creative. Charlie Girl says, hello, Brian. Hey, hello, Lady K. Sunny side up, hashtagging Moonoween. I love it. Misdemeanor. Hello, Blue Eyes. I can't believe I spent the day watching the Joel Guy trial. Um, so, yes, I'm here again. I look like a hot mess, but it's been a long day and it's Saturday. Who wants to get dressed on a Saturday, right? Especially when it's cold. And plus, when you're trying to push out crimes, because I'm trying to go live every night, so I haven't really pre-planned this. I'm all new at this, but I'm actually really excited. I was talking to a couple of friends tonight and I was like, it's going to be so funny because by this time next year, I'll be more prepared for Moonoween, where I can actually have some crimes ready instead of trying to research them and trying to push them out at the same time. It's really crazy. And I like to see where I am in a year. I like to see my first start of lives to now, to a year a week. I know, right? Charlie Girl says, I love Moonoween, and my kids thought of it. So that's even better for me. Hey, Carla. Good evening, sweetheart. So I was talking to my kids about Stephanie Harlow. My daughter actually watches Stephanie Harlow. She really likes her. And I was saying, my daughter was bringing up how she does her name. And I was like, I know, I'm kind of doing a crime live for Halloween too. And I said, wouldn't it be cool for me to have a name? And my daughter knows my name on YouTube, and she was like, Jenna, no, nothing would go good with Jenna. She's like, Moonoween, Mom, you could do Moonoween. And I was like, that's perfect. Hey, Ace, Nanya, can you tag your lives to draw more attention? I can absolutely. I usually hashtag like crime live. I hashtag different things. Like when I was doing the Fort Hood soldier case, I hashtagged, and when I looked into my analytics, a lot of people found my channel due to doing that. And lately, when I've been doing my lives, I haven't been doing that, and I really need to start. But I think after this live, I'm going to go back through and do hashtags and stuff like that so I can get my name out there more and get people to start subbing and watching my lives. Hey, Austin James, how are you? So, yeah. So, other than that, I hope everybody's had a good Saturday and has enjoyed their time off. Hopefully, everybody had their time off. I definitely looked into how we talked last night about going to Salem. It's really looking like I'm going to do Salem on the 24th. And the cool thing is I was talking to a friend about going to Salem, and I really think I want to do a crime, the witch trials or something along those lines, why I'm there, so I can kind of tell the story. But I'm hoping that I'm able to go to like the graveside, where it happened, and everything, so it's kind of more storytelling, I guess. So I'm really excited about that. So, and plus, I'm actually excited because even though I only live an hour and I think it was 23 minutes when we looked it up last night, I have never been to Salem. I've never been there. So it will be my first time, which is going to be cool too. Hey, Brian. No time. Oh, you had to work. Boo. Hopefully, do you get Sundays off at least? I don't think anybody should have to work on Sundays. Nobody. But I think that should just be a give me. But I know like nursing and stuff like that, they have to. Hospitals, there is no day off. There is no such thing. But I think anything else should be a mandatory day off. So, mods, if you can drop people's links while I'm live, if anybody comes in that has a channel, if you could please post their links, post my links. If you do not know, in my Discord, if you look in my Discord, because most of you are in there, my mods, there's a link list in my Discord, and you can get a lot of people's links through that. So just look in Discord and look for Jenna Moon's link list, and you can get a lot of the links that way. So, but I think I've gabbed long enough. The other cool thing is tonight I was playing around, and I'm tired of looking down when I'm talking because I like to look at chat and stuff. But as you guys know, my handy dandy notebook is where I write all my cases. Every case that I research, I put in this notebook, and I write down every case that I do. Every case has been handwritten since the start of me going live. That's a lot of writing. And I love doing it, but I hate looking down. So I was like, I need to come up with something different. And I was listening to a live where they were talking about how they put a lot of their documents into Google, into like the Google Doc store or what thing or whatever. So tonight I actually did my first case. Instead of, yes, do it on words or whatever, I actually wrote this case out tonight on the Google Doc drive so I can save it and I can actually look straight ahead, be able to watch chat, but be able to tell you the story. So I'm really excited about that, and it saves my fingers because it's really a lot of writing. And don't get me wrong, I love to write, but writing out cases is a lot. Oh, Lufa's here. Good evening, Lufa. I heard you had an awesome time on Carla's live last night. LaDonna, hey. Oh, you need my, okay. Samara, would you be able to drop my Discord link into the chat, please? If you can't, I can do it afterwards. Gingerlock's mom, hey guys. I know all my favorite peeps are here too. I felt bad that I didn't see Carla's live last night, but I was sleeping like a baby. But I heard you guys had a really good time on Carla's, so that's awesome. I always do, but I'm not drinking today. All right, so let's get into it, shall we? Let me move my stuff over so I can see chat, but lead when I need to. So I was going to do a case about a 16-year-old boy that ended up killing his whole family on Halloween. That was the case I was going to do, but when I started looking into doing the research on it, there wasn't enough. It just would have been a really quick live, and I was like, that's too short. It was a really interesting case, but I was like, there was just not enough information around. So I switched it. To the Twisted Preacher. And let me tell you, this man was twisted. And this man got away for a very long time. And this man should have been in jail long before he was put there. And we'll get into it. This crime will absolutely, and if you guys need a drink, get a drink, grab a snack, grab your blanket, get comfy, and enjoy. So this case definitely will make sure you lock your doors at night and leave your lights on. It's another Halloween. It happened on Halloween, another case. So when Rebecca Gay, 24 years old, suddenly vanished in a small town of Broomfield Township, Michigan. John White, Rebecca's mother's soon-to-be husband and a preacher, let me restart that. Hold on. So basically, when Rebecca Gay, 24 years old, suddenly vanished in a small town of Broomfield Township, Michigan, it was a Halloween 2012. Police started a search. 1,500 people came out to help look for Rebecca. Sally Gay, Rebecca's mother, was worried sick about her daughter. She leaned on her soon-to-be husband, John White. John White was a preacher. He asked his church for prayers and her safe return. See, I don't like doing this. I think I'm going to like writing it. I really do. I don't like this part. So bear with me because this is all new. It keeps going away on me and I don't like it. I got to get it so it stays up because if I don't touch my mouse, it disappears. I don't like that. So it was Halloween 2012. Police started a search. 1,500 people came out to look for Rebecca. Sally Gay, Rebecca's mother, was worried sick about her daughter and leaned on her soon-to-be husband, John, and his church for support during this scary time. Rebecca has a 3-year-old son named Conway. John used to help babysit him for Rebecca. Her vanishing seemed on the surface to be very troubling to John White, but the reality of the situation was much more disturbing than anyone could imagine. In the early hours of Halloween 2012, Rebecca was home with her 3-year-old son, excited about bringing him trick-or-treating. She was going to bring him trick-or-treating for a little while, and then she was going to bring him to his father's house so his father could also take him trick-or-treating. Rebecca was a single mother, lived in a trailer park close to John and Sally. John was a preacher at a church, and Sally met him through the church, fell in love. Rebecca really loved John. She felt like he was a good man for her mother. He was a godly man. And he was wonderful to her 3-year-old son. And he used to always offer to babysit while Rebecca worked. There was no problems. Everything seemed great. But on Halloween, Rebecca vanished. and nobody knew Rebecca vanished until many days later. She was supposed to show up for work 2 days later, and when she didn't, that is when her co-workers reported her missing. Police started a search. 1,500 people came out and looked for her. Nobody could find her. So John had a record that nobody knew about. Everybody thought he was a godly man and didn't know he had a past. Police knew he had a past. So police took him in for questioning to ask him about Rebecca and where she might be. They basically told him, Rebecca's out there. She has a 3-year-old son. It's cold. Her son's going to miss her. And John White, her stepfather, admitted that he killed her. So he decided to tell the story on what happened. So in the early hours of Halloween 2012, John White was drinking after many beers. John walked over to see Rebecca, who didn't live very far from her mother and soon-to-be stepfather. When he got to her home, he attacked her, hitting her in the head with a rubber mallet over and over again until she was unconscious. He then tightened a zip tie around her neck, strangling her until she was dead. Rebecca's 3-year-old son was in the next room of the trailer. John White then took her body and dumped her in a ditch behind some trees about a mile from her mobile home. After disposing Rebecca's body in a ditch, John White went back to her home and watched her son until it was time for trick-or-treating. He then dressed. See, there it goes again. Ooh, I'm not gonna like this. Now I lost it. He then dressed. Where the heck is it? Sorry, guys. I'm not gonna like this. Trick-or-treating, and then he dressed the 3-year-old in his costume and dropped her 3-year-old son, whose name is Conway, off at to his father at a store parking lot. When Rebecca didn't show up for work the next day, her coworkers reported her missing. Police started searching for her, and John asked his church to pray for her because of John White's checkered past that we will get into. Police brought him in for questioning. Police tried to appeal. See, I don't like it. It keeps bouncing. See, I don't like this. Sorry, guys. Usually I'm better with this because I usually write in my book. I'm not going to like this part. I'm going to have to switch back to my book unless I can figure it out. So, you know what? I'm going to just tell it how it is because I've been researching it. So after he brought the 3-year-old to his father's, he came back to his own home, hung out with his wife, acted like nothing was happening. The next day, Rebecca was supposed to show up for work, and she didn't. I might need 2 screens. You're right, Brian St. John. It's really crazy. I actually have an extra screen here, so I might have to use it. I never thought I would, but it might work. I'm going to have to hook it up. I think I can hook it up to this extra screen to my laptop too, but we'll play with it later. So the next day, Rebecca didn't show up for work. Her coworkers were very worried about her because she was always on time, always came to work, was never late, tried calling her, couldn't get a hold of her, called her mother couldn't get a hold of her. So her coworkers reported her missing. Eventually, they ended up pulling in her stepfather in for questioning because they knew his checkered past. Now, mind you, Rebecca didn't know about his checkered past. His church did not know about his checkered past, and his soon-to-be wife did not know about his checkered past, but police did. While police were questioning him, John White basically confessed to killing her, hitting her over the head numerous times with a mallet, then taking a zip tie and strangling her. He said then he brought her to a ditch and left her there. John brought them to her body. Her body was in the ditch behind the trees, completely naked. They asked him why he did it. When police asked John White why he did this, he told police that the murder was fueled by pornographic videos that involved necrophilia. He added that he didn't remember if he had sex with Rebecca's dead body, even though he removed all of her clothes. But seeing that his reason for killing her was for that reason, I'm sure he did. Armed with his admission, police were determined to put John White away for life. But due to the dysfunctional justice system, John White should have already been in jail for life, and this should have never happened. John White has a very scary past. John served in the Navy and worked as a long-haul truck driver in his younger years. His first violent attack against women occurred in 1980 when he was 22 years old. He lived in Battle Creek, Michigan, and at the time he was married. One day he invited a 17-year-old girl to his basement to look at a stock racetrack he had built. He attacked the girl in his basement, stabbing her 15 times, then choking her. Thankfully, the girl lived, and she told the police that while he was doing this, he was telling her, you're going to go now. I'm really sorry you had to go. I'm really sorry you had to go like this, but what the fuck, you're only a woman. So, what does he get for this? He gets, supposedly he was supposed to get, see, it went away again. She survived the brutal assault and White was arrested. He was sent to prison, but he appealed his conviction and won on the grounds that his attorney did not raise an insanity defense. White was released from prison in 1983 after only serving 2 years and was given 2 years probation and a mandatory mental health treatment. So, not only did he murder his stepdaughter, while his 3-year-old soon-to-be grandson is in the room, but when he was 22, he took a 17-year-old woman, a 17-year-old girl, to his basement, stabbed her 15 times, and then choked her, saying, sorry you have to go like this, but what the fuck, you're just a woman. How demented is that? And he gets jail time, but only has to do 2 years because he appealed it and won it and was released from prison to get told to have mental health. Now, mind you, not only did he get sent to prison, does the 17-year-old think he's in prison, but he gets let out on an appeal And do they tell this 17-year-old that he's out? No, of course not. So this girl had no idea that White was out of prison, and a few years later recognized his voice while standing in line and turned around to see White smiling at her. Despite her attempted murder, John was a free man. Then, in July 1994, a 26-year-old Vicky Sue Wall disappeared from Comstock Township, Michigan. John White was still married and now had 2 children and another baby on the way. White worked as a maintenance job at a textile company where he met Wall, and the two had an affair. Surveillance videos from a grocery store parking lot showed Vicky getting into a black pickup truck with a bearded man at 3 a.m., and it was the last time anyone saw her alive. White was picked up by police, questioning, and he admitted the affair with Wall, but claims he dropped her off safely later on. Police didn't believe White's claim, but there was no body and no real evidence to charge him. 6 weeks later, her body was found dumped in a rural area 2 miles from the grocery store where the two were captured on video. Her body was badly decomposed that police could not determine the cause of death. She was naked except for a shirt and a bra around her neck. White refused to talk with the police or take a lie detector. A luminol test of White's pickup truck showed evidence of blood in several areas, but the evidence was severely limited. Due to lack of evidence, White agreed to a plea no contest to involuntary manslaughter and received an 8 to 15 year sentence. The sheriff deputy said of the case, "You like to see him go away for life, but you get what you can get." The judge added, "It appears from your previous violent acts against a woman and this unexplained violent action that you have a dangerous level of self-control." While behind bars, White admitted to a prison psychologist that he had violent fantasies about wanting to kill and have sex with women's dead bodies. He served more than 12 years in prison and was released in 2007. Once free, he migrated north, found religion, became a pastor in the town of Mount Pleasant, Michigan. A few years later, White was living in a trailer park 11 miles west of Mount Pleasant and was engaged to Rebecca's mother. In the weeks leading up to October 31st, 2012, he began having bizarre fantasies about sex with dead women. Let me reach out for a second. Hold on. My dog is whining, so I have to, before he has an accident. Give me 1 second, guys. Okay, I'm back. Read Brian's comment. Okay, where am I? Brian, I added a link on your story in Carla's Discord. Maybe you can put a picture of this guy up on your screen. Yes, I actually took. Let me hold on. Maybe it will be easier for me to take it from there. Okay, hold on. Oh. Give me 1 second, guys. I can't see the screen. Oh, see, that's a video. All right, hold on. Let me do it a different way. He is a creeper. Let me tell you guys, he is a creeper. Like, I don't know. You know how you have those people that you look at and they just give you the heebie-jeebies right away? Like, I can't, I'm looking at every John White. He is a creeper. There he is. All right, let me go to StreamYards. Let me screen share. Can I make him bigger? Can you guys see him? Does that work? No, hold on. Let me screen share again. I'll make it bigger for you guys because he is creepy. There. That is him. Like Elvis Travels, right? Put people in jail for pot or not wearing a mask, but let rapists and murderers walk free. I agree. I don't know how he sits here and was able to stab a girl, a 17-year-old girl, 15 times and strangle her and get put in jail and then win an appeal. 2 years later, after serving 2 years, he wins an appeal and gets to walk free. It's insane to me. Insane to me. All right, let me continue. Where was I? Oh, all right. So yeah, like I said, I don't know how he could sit there and, do this at 22, do other violent crimes, because he did other violent crimes. He just hasn't gotten caught for them. And then was able to, become a priest, a preacher into a church, be allowed to be around, a 3-year-old, have this woman fall in love with her to allow him into her family, and just to kill her daughter for his own sexual fantasies. It's just disgusting. Only men that want more friendships are creepy. Brian, pointed eyebrows. Yes. Let's see what I missed when I was talking. Out of 3 add-ons to this story in Discord, including a video. Let me see. Even if I get struck, I don't really care, because what are they gonna do? Let's see. It says, I've already read all that. Yeah. I'm looking at what Brian put in. The pastor also sometimes babysat Rebecca's 3-year-old son, so her vanishing seemed on the surface to be very troubling to John White, but The reality of the situation was much more disturbing. Pastor White's congregation had no idea that the person responsible for Rebecca Gay's disappearance was the man who had been preaching Sunday sermons to them for the past 3 years, a 55-year-old ex-convict with a dark, violent past and a dreadfully taboo obsession. Let's see. Yeah. All right, let me look at the other one you posted, Brian. I think this is the video. Let me see. Let me pause it. Even if I get stroke, like I said, I don't really. All right, share audio. Let me make it big screen. All right, you guys ready? We can watch this. This is what Brian put in for us to watch, so let's watch it. I haven't watched it yet.
He stabbed a teen repeatedly until he thought she was dead. 14 years later, he killed a woman and dumped her body in the woods.
So how is it that John Douglas White was free to fulfill a sick fantasy and kill yet again?
Target 8 investigator Ken Kolker has worked this story since the shocking murder of Rebecca Gay in Mount Pleasant, a killing that left a little boy without his mom.
Tonight, for the first time, Ken, you have answers about what happened here.
Yeah, Brian and Sue, what we discovered was a courtroom mistake, plea deals, old laws that failed to protect victims, and technology that wasn't advanced enough to keep John White behind bars.
I really hurt for that little boy. I really hurt for her family. They trusted him, so I know exactly what they're going through.
Teresa Morris was John White's first known victim 32 years ago, and she also trusted him until he stabbed her 15 times. She was just 17. For that, he spent 2 years in prison.
I'm really upset with the system.
And so are the relatives of White's second known victim, who had predicted that he would kill again.
Oh God, it tore my heart out because I knew that girl wouldn't have to die if they would just kept him in prison.
So how does a man serve just 14 years in prison for killing one woman and nearly killing another? Target 8 found those answers in old police and court records and in interviews with more than a dozen people. In 1980, John White was 22, married and living in Battle Creek when he invited his 17-year-old neighbor to his basement to look at his racetrack. The first jab was under her right shoulder blade, and he kept stabbing and smiling.
He wiped my mouth off and he kissed me and he held my hand and he said, "You're gonna go now." He says, "I'm real sorry you had to go like this." He says, "But what the f***, you're just a woman."
A jury convicted White of attempted murder, and he got 5 to 10 years in prison.
They sent him away and they left me alone.
But he wasn't gone for long. What Teresa didn't know was that White appealed and won, claiming that his attorney made a mistake by not raising an insanity defense. White had claimed amnesia. But instead of a new trial, White got a deal. 2 years probation, no more jail time, as long as he got mental health treatment. The defense attorney whose mistake led to that appeal died recently. So did the judge. The prosecutor who approved the plea deal, Conrad Sint, is now a Calhoun County judge. He declined to go on camera, but he told Target 8 that he has just a vague memory of the 32-year-old case. He says it's possible they agreed to a plea deal out of fear that White might actually win an insanity defense. He said White likely would get more prison time if this had happened under today's sentencing guidelines. Judges had no guidelines back then.
They promised me he wasn't gonna ever hurt anyone again.
9 years after White's probation was up, 26-year-old Vicky Sue Wald disappeared near Kalamazoo.
She's a good girl. She's a normal girl. Went to school, graduated, got a job.
White was still married with 2 kids and 1 on the way. He had met Vicky at work, and they were having an affair. Surveillance video showed Vicky getting into a black pickup with a bearded man in a Meijer parking lot at 3 in the morning. Deputy Eric Donathan first questioned White, and White was evasive.
I knew that he had killed her.
White later told police he may have hurt Vicky during one of his blackouts. His wife told police about his multiple personalities, and police found possible traces of blood in his pickup.
He'd done a pretty good job of cleaning it.
But it's not clear what became of that. DNA testing was in its infancy. A state police DNA expert told Target8 they needed a lot more blood for tests back then. Now they need just a speck. A source close to that 1994 investigation says a positive hit could have locked up a murder conviction. Relatives in the meantime kept searching for Vicky's body. 2 miles from that Meijer parking lot, a neighbor stumbled across the remains of Vicky Sue Wall across the street from this nature trail. But that was 6 weeks after she disappeared, and her body was so badly decomposed that police could never figure out how she died.
I noticed 2 drag marks.
He followed the marks down the 2-track.
And as I got further, I seen a white tennis shoe.
A trail of bent-over weeds led to a pair of women's underwear.
Right then when the odor hit me, and I noticed the skull was showing, that's when I turned around and hightailed it out of here.
Prosecutors charged White with open murder. In a jail letter written to his wife and obtained by Target8, even White was preparing for life in prison. But he refused to talk or take a lie detector test. Without evidence, White pleaded guilty to involuntary manslaughter.
They felt they were lucky to get that because it took so long to find the body. She was so decomposed that they couldn't even figure out a cause of death.
White got the most time he could get, 8 to 15 years in prison. But he called it a tragic accident. And he said, quote unquote, "I love Vicky very much."
You'd like to see him go away for life, but you get what you can get.
Sources tell Target8 that White later told a prison psychologist about his fantasies: to kill the prosecutor, Kerry Klein, and his defense attorney, Kathleen Brickley, and have sex with their bodies. The prison warned both women. Both declined to comment. In 2007, after serving nearly 13 years for Vicky Sue Wall's death, White was a free man.
He knew that he was mentally sick, but he refused to engage it and tell people about it and accept help for it.
He moved to Mount Pleasant, became pastor of a small church, got engaged.
He was completely crazy until the end.
On Halloween Day, he killed his fiance's daughter, 24-year-old Rebecca Gay, then dumped her body in a ditch. He told police it was part of a sexual fantasy involving dead women. The death has left a retired deputy shaking his head.
Were you shocked or surprised?
No. I knew he would do it again. It was inevitable.
Boy, really disturbing. You know, there's been a lot of changes in the court system, of course. Do you think something like this could happen today anymore?
In talking to the experts, it sounds unlikely. I mean, first off, you have sentencing guidelines. Back in 1980, there were no guidelines. And, nowadays, stabbing a woman 15 times, leaving her for dead, you would not just serve 2 years in prison. Then there was a Victims' Rights Act, which is also new. And that victim from 1980 would have been, kept, appraised of everything all down the line. And then, of course, there's DNA. With the incredible advances in DNA. In fact, they're putting his DNA into the FBI database, national database, to see if they can link him to other unsolved homicides.
Chilling.
Yes.
Ken Kolker, thank you for that.
Crazy. Now, mind you, he finally has a life sentence. The murder of Rebecca gave him life. But why did it take one woman being killed, another one almost killed, for this guy to finally get life? Now, if you remember correctly from last night's live, that is another case to show our justice system is fucked. Excuse my French. But Cindy Long, that I did last night, serial killer admits to killing her, so okay, that's the way, but her body's never been found. So we're gonna call this case solved. And, you know, now again, here we are again tonight doing yet another case where the justice system let another person murder again. Like, Rebecca would not be dead if they would have kept him. He was a truck driver. Yes, he was a long haul truck driver. I wouldn't be surprised if his DNA is not going to be linked to a lot more. This man has done it since he was 22 years old. I think there is definitely more murders that he did than what they have found out so far, by far. But when is this? And I saw Brian's comment about pleading insane. How can he be insane if he can do an appeal? I agree with you, Brian, 100%. There's no, is he insane? I think he is, but there's a difference of insane. I think he's insane because my brain doesn't think like that. You know, so me being a person that doesn't think about killing people and raping people, to me, that person is insane. But I don't think he's insane where he doesn't know what he's doing. He absolutely knows what he's doing. He plans it, strategizes about it, hides it, cleans it up. I mean, somebody that's insane is not going to murder somebody and then clean up the truck as well as he did. He's not going to carry that his stepdaughter a mile away from her home after killing her in her home with her 3-year-old son and moving her a mile down the road. He moved her a mile down the road because he was hoping he could get away with it. He was hoping he could come up with this, somebody could come up with a story that, oh, she must have left the house, oh, something else, it can't be him. If you can plan and execute a crime, you are not insane, you are mentally ill. That's how the courts would see it. I agree. He would not have won insanity. Absolutely not. No. But that's why he got off. He got off because his lawyer didn't fight for, he was able to fight his appeal because his lawyer didn't do the criminally insane act. Even if they would have, so it's kind of confusing to me why he still got out after 2 years. And then he was just told to get mental health? No. Why couldn't you transfer him to a mental health facility and let them diagnose him, treat him, and then put him back in jail if he wasn't insane? Look at Andrea Yates. She's in a mental institution for the rest of her life because she was deemed insane. So how is it that he gets put in jail, only serves 2 years, but gets out on an appeal because his lawyer didn't fight for him being inoffensive counsel? I get that, but still, it's just wrong. It's crazy to me. It's just wrong. He should have never been able to walk the streets. Never been able to. But I get it. Rights are rights. Laws are laws. I get it, but still. And it's just sad because if they would have done their job right when he was 22, there wouldn't be 2 women or more dead right now. Yates was insane. Absolutely. And I think that her husband didn't help it. I truly, as sad as that case was, I truly believe that Andrea Yates loved her children, and I truly believe she wouldn't have done what she did if she had the right treatment. I really do. She did feel like she was giving her husband absolutely should have been punished. Absolutely should have been punished. That was the one case that actually truly broke my heart for the accused. You know, like most of the time when I'm a really big true crime buff and I love watching true crime, and usually when I'm watching it, I don't feel an ounce of care for the person. But the Andrea Yates, my heart broke for her. It truly did. It broke for her and her children. And for her husband to sit up there and act like he was so supportive and he was there for her, I call BS on all of it. Because she told him time and time and time again that she was mentally unstable, yet he still left. Can you guys hear me now? Sorry, my Wi-Fi just decided to go, hey, I don't know, it's me, sunny side up. My Wi-Fi decided to say, nah, you don't need to work for a minute. Am I still frozen? Still frozen? Yay, I'm back. Sorry, my Wi-Fi. It decided to say, nah, I don't want to work right now. Okay, sorry guys. My Wi-Fi had a mind of its own. But where were we? Anya Andrea Yates. Carla Faye Tucker. Look her up. How come that sounds really familiar, Brian? That name sounds really, really familiar. Let me look her up, because she sounds really, really, really familiar. Carla Faye Tucker, November 18th, 1959 to February 3rd, 1998, was an American woman sentenced to death for killing 2 people with a pickaxe during a burglary. She was the first woman to be executed in the United States since Velma Barfield in 1984, and the first in Texas since 1863. It sounds really familiar. Her name sounds, oh, okay, yes. All right, yep, now I know. I knew she sounded familiar because I've watched, because she was a token of rehabilitation. Yeah, I remember now because I've watched her on 48 Hours, all my crime shows, yes. It was a really interesting, maybe I'll do that case one day. Have you ever done that case, Brian? They should have spared her. I agree. They definitely should have spared her. Hey, Sue Soul Sister, how are you? Do the little dance again. It was really cute. Oh, Austin, you liked my little dance? I was seeing if I was still frozen. Because you guys are saying I was frozen. So I was doing a little dance to see. Hey, Marky. She was a friend of Darlie Routier's, yes. Mm-hmm. I heard that. So, like I said, I'm sorry, guys, that this crime was like all over the place. But like I said, I was really excited to try this Google thing. But I think Brian is right. I need 2 screens. It would make life a lot easier. And I do have the cord and everything, so I'm gonna have to play maybe tomorrow and get 2 screens up, because I did like typing it out, but I didn't like that it kept going away and it kept making me lose my place. So I'm sorry that this one was kind of all over the place. And remember, I am not going live tomorrow. Tomorrow is Sunday. Tomorrow is Family Day. So I am not going live. And for all you Walking Dead fans, Walking Dead starts tomorrow night. And I will be live Monday, but I will not be... I don't know. I might go live Monday afternoon to talk about Walking Dead and then do a crime live Monday night. Or I might just wait till Monday night and we can just talk about Walking Dead. But I know that a lot of you guys don't watch Walking Dead, so I don't know. There is a couple in here that do, which I'm really excited. Jenna, you have to, oh, okay. I'll drop the Discord link. Hold on. Let me make sure I'm going to the right Discord, though, because I've done that already once before. And I ended up inviting everybody to Carla's. It was really bad. So, anybody that wants to join my Discord, I'm posting the link in the chat. It's a really calm Discord, really chill. Everybody just chit chats. It's really fun. Absolutely no drama. Drama gets removed or you get booted. Do we, is there a little bit of drama? Of course, you can't. We're on YouTube, really, but there's a limit. There's a line. Hey, thank you, Eagle. Sunny side up. Yes, you are a Walking Dead. Yes. Thank you, Brian. I'm glad you used that. Thank you. It's easier to move around with 2 screens. I used 3 when I did true crime. Oh, really? I'm scared to do 2 screens. I'm excited to do 2 screens, but I'm really scared to do 2 screens because I've never done it. But I thought about doing it, so I watched like YouTube tutorials on it, and it looks really easy. So I think I should be fine. And actually, my other screen is actually right next to me. I just got to see if I can hook it. I just got to see if I can hook it to my laptop. I should be able to, right, Brian? I should be able to, because I'm using my laptop right now, but I also have a desktop. But I like my laptop. My laptop is a lot faster than my desktop, so I use my laptop. But I should be able to add that screen to my laptop, right? It is easy. Yeah, it looked really easy. I'm waiting to see if you ever find the murder of Lawrence. If they ever find the murderer of Lawrence. Dude, she's got a Dell, right? I got a Dell. But I do. I have a desktop that's right underneath me that's sitting here collecting dust. It works. I just think it's a lot slower than my laptop. So I like my laptop really a lot better. So I think, okay, I can. Cool. Because I have the cord. It's on the back of my desktop. I just gotta see. Do I have the hook? Oh, I gotta get like a USB and not the. Brian, I gotta talk to you. Me and you will talk. Because I know you know computers like I do. You're pretty good at computers like me. So we'll talk. Yeah, all right. We'll talk. Because I don't think I used the little blue thing. I think I gotta use like a USB cord, right? I don't want to bore everybody talking about computers. But yeah, so like I said, oh, okay. Thank you, Eagle. You were so awesome. You rode people. I hope I'll check it. I'm sure you did. As long as you put them as, yeah, you did it right. I can see Brian. And I'm looking. Yes, you did it right. You're good. You did it right. But, so, I have used that, Brian, and it still just doesn't, it's so old. Yeah, I have to look. I'm gonna have to look. Like I said, we'll talk. Now that you're in my Discord, we can do a voice call or something when you're not busy or working, and we can talk computers. So, everybody remember, I will not be live tomorrow night. I hope you guys all won't miss me, but I will be back Monday. And I hope you guys all have a fabulous, you know nothing about electronics, Lufa? Oh, I can teach you. I can teach you anything you want, Lufa. I'm really good at electronics. My husband tells me all the time, why didn't you go into computers? I mean, you can even ask Samira and Eagle and everybody. Everybody comes to me to do anything electronic. They're like, Jenna, how do you do this? And I walk them through. I'm really good at it. You can buy neutrons, one button checkup. Okay. When I hit the lottery, I can buy that stuff. I'm too poor. Oh, let's not talk about my finances now, guys. Never mind. I won't talk about my finances. Because, you know, when I talk about my finances, everybody's got to go talk about it. Just about like my teeth, too. They got to talk about that. I got my nice little troll account. I guess I was talked about very well today. I was talked about. But I did hear somebody, I want to give props to the truth. I was not in that live. I haven't watched that live. I could give two cotton picking anything on what anybody says about me because I really don't care. I have, I'm content with who I am. I'm too old to care about my looks or what other people think about my looks. I have a man in the next room that loves my looks, and that's all that matters to me. So, I mean, carry on with your Jenna mooning beaver, because I guess I'm a beaver because my teeth are big. I don't know. Don't really care. But I do want to... Oh, Lufa, thank you. I will check it. Thank you so much. But I will... I received... Thank you. That was very nice of you. I appreciate it. Mwah, mwah. But I will give props to the truth. I heard that she went up on panel and questioned why people are talking about me in a negative light, seeing I don't do drama. I do my true crime. I chit chat, and I don't bother nobody. I don't go in streams causing trouble. I don't watch the trouble. I just don't. I do my own thing. I like being on my channel, and I go everywhere else that's drama free. But I leave everybody alone. But of course, you know, people always got something to say. But I do want to say thank you, Truth, for going on a panel and saying what you had to say. I really appreciate that, and I thank you for that. But like I said, haters are gonna hate, people are gonna talk, but Jenna Moon is gonna continue doing Jenna Moon. So have fun with yourself, because I'm not gonna give you the time of day. I'm not gonna feed into it. I'm not gonna sit here and do lives and talk about it, you know? I'm just not. That's not me. That's not my style. And I'm just going to keep trucking. And I'm going to keep doing my true crime and doing things I enjoy and having people that are in my life that enjoy being in my life and enjoy looking at my beautiful face because I'm so cute. You can just squeeze my little cheeks. Freaking Jesus Christ, I swear to God, I deal with a bunch of teenagers on YouTube. Grow up, people. Enjoy life. Stop picking on people's looks. Everybody is beautiful. Everybody. So stop. But with that said, I hope all you awesome people, I come here because you're very intelligent, well-spoken, and yes, very pretty. Please, they would criticize Mother Teresa. Good to hear, Jenna Moon. Too many creators get distracted by bullshit and it interferes with doing your best. Absolutely, Lady Beekeeper. Thank you, Soul Sister. I am just gonna do me. Like I said, I don't care. I'm good. I'm loved. My husband loves me, thinks I'm beautiful. My children love me, think I'm beautiful. I think I'm beautiful. I the shit. I Jenna Moon. So yeah. So with that said, guys, you want those curtains, right? They're kick-ass, Brian. They're really, really cool. You'll have to come back in the daylight, and when usually I have them closed. I don't know why I have them open, but they're really cool. They got like black designs, but my mom got them for me. Gotta love my mom. They're not velvet, actually. They look it, but they're not. That's the cool thing about them. They're like 100% cotton. It's pretty cool. I don't know where she got them, but I'll find out. She comes over tomorrow. Because, like I said, it's family night, so my mother comes. Result from the web. Oh, I got Alexa talking to me. My mother comes over. I'm cooking dinner. She's doing dessert. And we watch Walking Dead together. Me, my children, and my husband, and my mom. So I'm really excited. But like I said, with that being said, I'm going to let all you fabulous people go, and I'm going to go enjoy the rest of my night with my husband and my dogs, because we got the house to ourselves. So I hope you guys all have a fabulous night. Jenna Moon, a song for you. Let's steal my sunshine. About those, right? I am going to do true crime on Monday, too. I think what I'm going to do, Samara, I think I'm going to do Walking Dead in, like, afternoonish, maybe right before dinner, and then I'll do a crime at, like, 8 o'clock. So that's what I think I'm going to do, because there's not a lot of Walking Dead people, but I really want to do recap Walking Dead, because I love Walking Dead. Jenna Moon, you do good at true crime, and I'm ex-law enforcement, so I don't say it lightly. You also look great. Screw the haters. Thank you, Lady Beekeeper. That means a lot to me. Thank you. So everybody, I love you all. Get out, enjoy your weekend, what's left of it before Monday comes. Thank you for anybody that gave me donations, but thank you for just coming in. If you haven't subbed, please sub. If you haven't hit those thumbs up or the thumbs down, either one, I like them both. Please do so. And I hope you all stay healthy, stay happy, and stay you. Mwah! Bye, guys. Have a good night. Oh, my mouse died. Oh, there it is. Bye.